Hi, today I'm gonna talk about Michael Jackson's childhood and a little bit of his last years of life. Michael Jackson was one of the most famous child that has ever existed. He had fame and fortune and all everyone can desire, except for his childhood. It was full of neglect and abuse. He didn't have time for friends. Actually, his friends were his older brothers. Instead of playing outside with other kids, he was stuck in the studio recording music or practicing for an upcoming show for hours. Meanwhile, his father was, for example, standing no less than 10 feet away from him with a belt in his hand. He had to be the example because he was the star, so he had to make no mistakes nor miss a note. Otherwise, a belt would have struck him. He just messed up one step, and before he knew it, he was on the ground, crying out from the pain. But it was just one step. Why should he be punished so brutally? All he could hope to do is not to mess up next time. This was Michael Jackson's childhood. Day by day, he would be abused by his father. His father was driven to make his children successful. Five out of the nine Jackson children got most of this abuse because they were a part of the world-famous band, the Jackson Five. The Jackson Five was composed of Tito, Jackie, Marlon, Germany, and of course little Michael. Before the Jackson Five became successful, they would play in small clubs and bars, while the children were exposed to bar violence, nudity, and alcohol. But their father didn't care. He would subject his children to anything, good or bad, to achieve fame and fortune. The Jackson children's father, Joe Jackson, was the manager and the creator of the Jackson Five. The Jackson Five rose to fame very fast after they discovered by Motown Records. They began to produce hit after hit, like ABC and I'll Be There. With this race of fame led to a race in brutality. As Michael Jackson grew up, his fame and success skyrocketed. He was eventually able to escape his father's abuse grasp and become an extremely successful solo recording artist. But as he grew up, he began to reach out to the childhood that he lost. Many people judged Michael because he always acted so childish when he grew up, but he was trying to make up for things for the time he lost. He always loved the children because he saw purity and innocence in them and something magical. He loved their imaginations and curiosity. He loved their ability to dream, and he drew from this as inspiration. Many people, mainly the press, alleged that he was doing inappropriate, impure things with children. They said that he would have sex and abuse other children. The lines are still blurred on these allegations, but one thing is for sure: if Michael did anything of these things held against them, it was because of his messed up childhood. If only people had understood that what he went through and truly understood who he was, then maybe they wouldn't have made his life so difficult. He changed his face because his father called him ugly when he was a child. He hung around with kids because he never got to play with other kids when he was young. He acted childish and silly when he was older because he never got to when he was a child. His childhood affected him so much, and all he wanted to do was make up for lost time. People that don't know Michael Jackson only judge him based off on what they heard from the media, but most people have no clue what he went through, the emotional and physical pain. If only emotional and physical pain, if only people took the time to learn about him and learn to appreciate what he contributed during his lifetime, instead of his mistakes, then maybe they would stop judging him or making fun of him. He was a great man, and the whole world should know. It's not his fault his childhood was so broken. So that's the end of my project. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you there very soon. Thank you.